back to another Star Wars Black Series figure unboxing. Today we have got the archived Tusken Raider 6-inch. If you remember all the way back to my third part of the Black Series Showcase collection when I did the Stormtrooper special, at the end of that video I showed my Tusken Raider 3.5, I think it is, inch Black Series figure that I accidentally bought thinking it was a 6-inch figure. These Tusken Raiders in the standard red box tend to go for around £50, which I think is quite expensive, even though I've paid for that amount for these figures in the past. You know, Black Series figures, I could just never seem to spend that amount of money, even though I really do want a Tusken Raider. But luckily Star Wars action figures came through with a re-release of the archived Tusken Raiders. I think as part of like wave 4, something like that. So really excited to get a Tusken Raider 6-inch in the collection finally. The last price when I was looking for one of these second hands, the last price I was offered was £50, and that was out of box. So really happy to have this in the collection for around 20 quid. Absolute steal for the archived Tusken Raider. So let's get into it and take a look at the figure. You know it's Star Action figures when you get the iconic green bubble wrap. Very protected figures always from them. Alright, let's take a look. Hopefully this time it's not 3.5 inches. Fingers crossed. Dang. Well, if this isn't one of the figures I've been chasing since I started collecting, this is what it's all about, finally getting that figure. And it is a thing to look at. Really love the archive packaging. So you got the image of the Tusken Raider at the bottom right there. I think they'll always be called sand people to me. But yeah, the Tusken Raider was just one of my all-time favourite characters in Star Wars. I remember being so terrified of them when I was a child watching the Star Wars films. I just thought the noise they made was just terrifying. And most recently they have made a return in The Mandalorian. So yeah, Tusken Raiders are quite relevant again. So as you can see, it comes with a lot of accessories. So unfortunately, box collectors, you might want to turn off this part because I'm about to rip this archive box wide open, and we're going to take a look at the accessories and the figure. I know there's a way of doing it to keep, you know, the card intact, and you know, you can spend a minute or two going over it with an X-Acto blade. I'm not about that life. Where's all my non-box collectors at? Okay, I always keep the inserts and the backdrop. I think it's nice just to have. And here he is, the Tusken Raider. Get a look at that gnarly mug right there. It is struggling to recognise it. Probably the best we're going to get for now. Let's start by taking out his weapons, his accessories, and we'll take a quick look at those. Alright, so here's the first of his weapons / accessories, whatever you want to call them. You can see it's a mace sort of dealio, I believe. It's a 3-pointed mace. Not super interesting, but there you go. It's a weapon, it's an accessory. I think we've got something very similar as his second accessory. It's also, this one is 4. And it is another type of mace. 4-sided, I guess you'd say. It's like a dreidel on a stick. He does not have enough hands to carry all of these accessories. Got a third. He has got a third wacky stick. Do not mess with the Tusken Raiders because they will pull up with all of the sticks. All of the objects. This one's got a whole bunch of sharp pointy bits for him to hit you with. That's 3 if you count, and this one is more silver in comparison to the two darker colours. And another, but this one is probably the more popular. This is, I don't know why I was about to pretend like I knew what this was called. It's just another wacky stick, another bonking stick. This one's got a spike in the end though, so you might be able to stick it in your head or something like that. Very cool. That is now 4 whacking sticks. Got quite the collection of whacking sticks going up there for the Tusken Raider. After filming the video Zilla here, by the way, complete brain fart, this thing here actually goes into the bottom of this thing. I just saw that in product pictures. Don't really remember them being this long and having these ends. So essentially it comes with 3 ends for this main weapon and your gun. So that is the accessories. Quick little jump cut there. Let's take a look at that beast of a gun. Ooh. Bending the barrel of it a bit there. Wow, look at that. That is incredible. That has to be the most detailed, just anything. I don't think we've had a figure that detailed. I definitely think this is the most detailed thing we've ever had out of a Star Wars Black Series figure, accessory wise. This thing is really, really well painted. There's tons of weathering and this really cool wood grain finish to the gun. Just something you just don't see. The black parts really stand out. It just really looks like a real gun, which is nice to see, you know, not just one painted silver or black colour. The scope, could have done with a realistic looking scope, but oh well, can't complain with something looking this cool. It is massive and really well painted and molded and everything. Looks solid. Alright, let's get the Tusken Raider out. And here he is. Here we have our Tusken Raider. You can see there, got a big old gnarly mouth on him. There's been a lot of work put into these Tusken Raiders. So let's take a quick look at the body sculpt. As you can see, we've got this crisscross on the front and on the back. With a nice golden belt buckle there, even though it's covered by this nice cloth material. I still went the extra mile to put the detail in there. And again, yeah, this cloth material, the cape, is really high quality, but it is already starting to thread at the end, which is a shame. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. And the mask work is pretty crazy. Very detailed. Got the spikes coming out the top of his head and out of the sides of his face. His big eye goggles. I'm getting all the childhood trauma rushing back to me. Let's take a quick gander underneath his cloak. Yeah, it's just a cloak. The cloak actually came tucked underneath here. I guess just so it stays wrapped around him a bit better. But yeah, really cool. Again, another really hefty figure from Hasbro here. The plastic they're using is definitely upgraded in quality, just from the heft and weight of it. Again, the bandage wrap around the head, that sort of look, it's just really well done all the way around. Looks like one seamless piece. Again, for the articulation, the head, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Arms are kind of restricted due to the cloak, but obviously that's to be expected. There's no midsection bend. It's kind of just one solid lump here in the middle, but that's alright. That's kind of what you want from a figure like this. Alright, so let's get the Tusken Raider put together with his accessories. Again, we'll just take one quick close-up look at all the accessories. Again, here is a close-up look at the gun. We didn't get to show one before, so here it is. This thing is absolutely incredible. Really, really highly detailed. I mean, these aren't expensive figures. This is a £20 figure. So the quality and work on here is just amazing for something that isn't a super expensive thing. There is a bit of detailing on here. There's a bit of brown sort of sandy dust paint. Probably show all three of these together. Again, you're gonna have to find a place to keep your accessories because he has only got two hands, unfortunately. Unfortunately, this is one of those guns that don't have a handle, a grip, so it kind of sits a bit awkwardly in his hand. It just tends to flop down a bit. So there's not a really comfortable way for him to hold it. So you probably just end up having him hold it by the stock or this midsection of the gun. It is odd though, because they have give the Tusken Raider a trigger finger as if he can hold the gun, but obviously, as you can tell, there's no actual way for him to hold this gun. It's so heavy, and with it not having a grip here, it just won't hold. Honestly, after fiddling with this for what feels like an eternity, I just can't seem to find a way for him to hold it at all, even at the stock end. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to display him with the gun in hand, which is a shame. I hopefully will be able to find a way after I'm done recording this video. I might be able to look up some product pictures and see the correct way for him to hold this gun. There's no like pins on it anywhere, so you can't like attach it and have it on the back or anything like that. So I'm sure there is a way to getting him to hold it, but for now it's just a complete mystery. I'm glad to have this figure in my collection. This has been one that I've been wanting to get since I started collecting. Had the whole 3.5 inch ordeal, and finally we have the archive Tusken Raider. So yeah, super stoked to have this in the collection. So if you've enjoyed watching today's video, make sure you leave a like, and I will catch you in the next video.